Maurice Bay, the Helpful Trucker here. Welcome back to the channel. Got another helpful video for you on the subject of getting started as an owner-operator. I'm about to get started as an owner-operator here in the next 30 to 60 days at the most. And I put together a list for myself of 6 things that I believe I need to be focused on specifically for the first 2 years to help me get started successfully as an owner-operator. If you're in the process of becoming an owner-operator, or you have plans to get your own truck and become an owner-operator in the future, I hope you get value from my list of 6 things that I believe I need to be focused on for my first 2 years to help me get started successfully as an owner-operator. Now, this first one is a big one, and it is making sure that I have my taxes paid, making sure that I pay my taxes as a new owner-operator. I know several business owners, I know several owner-operators that have become a new business owner, and one of the first issues that they encounter, big issues, is creating a tax problem for themselves. And the main cause for this is not being disciplined with your money. So what tends to happen when you get started as a business owner, as a person that's self-employed, either you get started and at first you're not making much money, or you get started and you're making money, but you don't formulate the habit of paying your taxes. And over time, you start to make more money, but you still don't have the habit of paying your taxes, which means that as you make more money, you create a bigger tax bill for yourself. And this is what happens when an individual goes into business for themselves, and in a few years, not only have they not saved any money because they're not disciplined with their money, but they also end up with a huge tax bill that they don't know how they're going to pay. I've been down this road myself, and I know owner-operators that have been down this road as well. To combat this and to make sure I don't have this problem, I'm just going to pay my taxes quarterly. I'm going to allot the money to where it needs to go when I get the money, and as soon as I can pay it to the IRS, I'm going to pay it to the IRS. I think the big thing for a new owner-operator or any new business owner to understand is when you make a dollar, when you earn a dollar as a person that's self-employed, it's not all yours to keep. And so if you understand that, then you'll make sure that when you get the money, you put it where it needs to go. In this case, we're talking about paying taxes. You don't want to have issues with the IRS. Once it's understood that you owe them money and that you can't pay, it's going to create a whole host of problems. They're going to be seeking collection. They're going to be wanting to levy stuff. They're going to be wanting to go into your accounts, which means you're not going to be able to have accounts in your name, which means you're not going to be able to have checks written in your name, or you're going to have problems having those checks cashed. These are the issues that new owner-operators and self-employed individuals go through when they first get set up in business. So I'm going to make sure I do what I need to do to make sure at the end of 2 years, I have 2 years of taxes paid. If at the end of 2 years, I'm still in business and I've paid my taxes for 2 years, I actually would consider that a win. The next thing I believe I need to focus on that'll help me get started successfully as a new owner-operator is keeping my truck serviced, which I don't see this as being a problem. I'm a driver right now for my dad, and my dad doesn't drive a truck anymore. So whenever this truck is down, whenever there's an issue, I'm the one that makes sure it goes to the shop, and I'm the one that makes sure that it goes to the shop in a way that it's not down too many days. I get paid a percentage right now of what the truck that I currently drive grosses. The truck that I'm driving for my dad, I get paid a percentage of what it grosses. So when the truck is down, it's not good for him, but it's not good for me either. So I don't see this as being a problem. I believe I already have the habits of somebody that's taking care of their truck. So I plan on budgeting $400 a week, $1,600 a month for maintenance. I don't plan on needing to put that much in maintenance. But again, I already have the habits of getting my truck worked on when it needs to be worked on. The only thing that can mess that up is not having the money to fix something when it needs to be fixed. And so I plan on having a maintenance budget. The next thing I plan on focusing on that I believe will help ensure my success as a new owner-operator, and this one may be specific for my situation, but it may apply to you as well. I'm not sure of your specific circumstances. Now, I'm going to get started as an owner-operator, and I'll be paying trailer rent. So I'll be getting started hauling wood chips, which is actually the same thing that I'm pulling right now in my dad's truck. And in a trailer, open top trailer, which is what that's what I'll be pulling the wood chips in, I'll be paying trailer rent of $150 a week, $600 a month. But these chip trailers, these open top trailers, they aren't very expensive. And if I'm disciplined with my money, I don't see any reason why I can't buy and pay for a trailer of my own chip trailer within my first year, which means the second year I can save that $600 a month in addition to any other money that I'm able to save as a new owner operator. So I need to get paid for a trailer. The next thing I need to focus on that I believe will ensure my success as a new owner operator, and this is another big one, is not increasing my personal income. So right now, as a driver for my dad, I get paid a third of whatever my truck grosses. And so if the truck that I'm gonna buy grosses what I plan on it grossing, there's gonna be a gap in between my net profit that my truck is getting and my personal income, what I'm paying myself, what I need to be paying myself. In other words, my gross income that my truck is getting after my fuel, after my insurance, and all of my business expenses come out, there's gonna be a gap in between the net figure and what I need to make personally. And so that extra money won't be coming into my household. I believe this is another big tripping point for someone that's just getting started as a new business owner. We all have a tendency to spend more money when we earn more money. I plan on leaving that extra money in my business and adding it to whatever else I plan on accumulating over my first 2 years. And so I'm not going to increase my personal income as a new owner operator. I'm going to pay myself exactly as I get paid right now as a driver for my dad. And the next thing I believe I need to be focused on as a new owner operator that'll help me get started successfully is actually budgeting in a truck payment. So I plan on paying cash for the truck that I'm gonna buy here in the next few weeks. And even though the truck is gonna be paid for, I plan on budgeting in $250 a week or $1,000 a month, what I'm gonna call for a truck payment, even though I don't have a truck payment. And there's a lot of reasons why I'm gonna do this. A tripping point for new owner operators is when you get started, normally you're scrambling. But if you're not disciplined with your money, when it comes to upgrade your equipment, you're not gonna be in any better position when it comes to upgrading your equipment than you were when you first bought your equipment. And in my opinion, and from what I hear from others, when it comes time to upgrade in a few years, if you choose to, you should be in a better position then than you were when you first got started. This making sure that I'm making a truck payment, but to myself, pretty much ensures that I'm putting myself in that position in 2 years. If I want to upgrade, I'll have some money to invest in a new truck. If my truck is still running fine at that point, then that money is just money that can still sit. So I think that's an extremely smart habit to form for me as a new owner operator. It's going to put me in a position in 2 years where I've got some options. And I mean, I honestly feel that if an individual can figure out a way to make a truck payment or a car payment to a finance company, once that vehicle gets paid off, you should be able to continue to find a way to make that payment to yourself. And this is essentially what I'm doing with budgeting in a truck payment, even though my truck will be paid for. And the sixth thing I believe I need to be focused on, specifically for the first 2 years that'll help me get started successfully as an owner operator, is keeping my truck grossing what I expect it to gross, which I don't think is gonna be a problem. The plan is to buy this truck and put it on the exact same job that the truck that I drive right now is on currently. So if you're not a subscriber, if you haven't been following my content, you don't know this, but I'm currently a driver for my dad, and I plan on putting my truck on the exact same job that the truck that I'm driving for my dad right now is on. And so what I'm saying is, if I continue to work just like I am right now for my dad, if I don't get what you want to call executive-itis, as some people do when they get their own business, some people have a tendency to work harder for others than they do for themselves. As long as I continue to work like I have been, I don't see any problem why my truck won't gross what I expect it to gross and what I plan for it to gross. So I believe that me focusing on these 6 things and making sure that they get executed on for the first 2 years specifically will put me in a position to succeed, and is also allowing me to formulate the habits that attract success to any new business owner.